Hey guys, welcome to Innovative Learning. This is Professor Manish Narayan, and today we're going to be combining like terms. All right, so let's take a look at number one. So the idea is, so far we've learned about distributive property, multiplying, dividing integers, adding, subtracting integers. Now we're going to apply those concepts to combine like terms with variables. Okay, take a look at number one. So remember, you can't add apples and oranges, right? So you can add apples and apples, bananas, bananas, right? So you have to combine the like terms. So always underline as you practice, start to underline, make a habit of it. Then once you get better, you get faster, you won't have to underline everything. So remember, integers can be added with integers, all right? Variables can be added to the same variable, all right? Like x and x, y and y, all right? K and k in this case. So these two are like terms. So I look at the integers here, -6 plus 7, opposite signs when we're adding, subtracting, right? What do? We, subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay, keep the sign of the larger number, which is positive, and then combine the terms, which is k. We just copy the k. So it's like 1 apple and 1 apple is 2 apples. So we can just write this as k, right? So we don't need to write the 1 in front. It's imaginary, sitting there, positive 1. So negative 6k plus 7k is 1k. All right, let's look at number two. Do we have any like terms here? Well, nothing that contains an r other than 12r, but these two are like terms, they're integers. So what I'm going to do is copy the 12r. I don't have to touch that one. Okay. Now we're adding, subtracting 8 and 12, right? So -8 minus 12, same sign. What do? Well, I add the numbers, which is 8 plus 12 is 20, and I copy the sign, which is negative. So there's my answer, 12r minus 20. I can't go further because these are unlike terms. I cannot combine 12r and 20. Remember, that's like apples and oranges. All right, let's take a look at number three. I'm going to underline the like terms. Oh, I see an n there. I see a positive 9n. And then I see a negative 10. And I see a negative 3. Those are integers. So let's start with the variables here. 1n here, right? And 9n. Positive 1 plus 9. That's a 10n. Okay. And then now I look at the integers. Negative 10 and negative 3. That's same sign. So I copy the sign. That's negative. And add the numbers. 10 and 3 is 13. So the answer is 10n minus 13. Let's move on to number 4. I see an x here, yep, and I see an x. I combine them, so those are like terms. So let's look at the integers now. -4, -10. When we're adding, same sign. Copy the sign, add the numbers. 4 and 10 is 14, and then copy the variable. All right, simple as that. Let's move on to slightly intermediate problems here. All right, so remember, before you combine like terms, always take care of the distributive property first and then apply this new principle of combining like terms. So I'm going to copy the 9a here. Okay, let's leave it alone. And I'm going to now use the distributive property. So 10 times 6a and the 10 times the -1. That's a positive 10. So we have 10 times 6. That's a positive 60. Copy the a. And then 10 times -1. That's a negative 10. Okay. Now I'm going to combine the like terms here. I underline them, a and a. And this is just sitting idle there. That's a negative 10. So 9a and 60a, look at the numbers. 9 plus 60, that's a 96. Copy the variable a, and we copy the minus 10. So notice we can't go further. This is the final answer. Let's look at number 26. Oh, wow, this looks complicated. Remember, it's not. Apply the same principles. First, take care of distributive property. That's a -9, negative times both variables inside. And then take care of the second distributive property, right? So two distributive properties, then combine the like terms. All right, let's start. -9 times 6, that's -54. Copy the variable. -9 times -3, same sign when you multiply. Remember, that's a positive 27. And let's move on to the next set of 6 times 1, that's a positive 6. And then 6 and positive 4, and you multiply, that's a positive 24. Copy the variable. Perfect. Now let's combine like terms. I'm going to go ahead and underline. There's a like term there. There's an m and an m. And then the numbers by themselves, those are like terms. Okay. Start with the variables. We have negative 54 over here and a positive 24. So remember, opposite signs when you're adding, right? You're adding opposite signs. You subtract the bigger minus the smaller. So 54 minus 24, that becomes 30. And I keep the sign, remember, of the larger number, which is 54, right? So that's a negative 30. Copy the m, don't forget. Now let's look at the numbers. 27 plus 6, both are positive, so it's a positive, and then that's 33. All right, and that's your final answer. All right, let's apply the same principle to number 27. We distribute the negative 10, and then we'd also distribute the 6 here. Okay, so distributive property first before combining like terms. So negative 10 times 1, that's a negative 10. All right, and then negative 10 times negative 9, that turns into a positive 90. Don't forget to copy the x. 6 times x over here on this side, that's a positive 6x. And then finally 6 times negative 10, remember opposite signs here, positive 6, negative 10, that's negative 60. All right, now we combine like terms. I see a integer here, integer, x and x. Okay, so let's start with the integers here. We have negative 10 minus 60. When we're adding the same sign, we copy the sign, add the numbers. That's 10 plus 60 is 70. Same with the variables. 90 plus 6, that's a positive 96. And just keep the x. So there's my final answer. Now, I want to show you something. You can leave your answer like this, or you can reverse it. You can say 96x minus 70. Okay? You can just swap these two. Remember, don't swap the signs, but swap the position. Both answers are correct. All right, our final problem here, we're going to, again, distribute the 5, and then distribute the 2. Okay, so let's start. We have 5 times negative 2, that's a negative 10. Copy the variable n. 5 times 4 is a positive 20. Okay, move on to the next distributive property. So we have 2 times n, positive, and positive makes a positive 2n. And 2 times 3, positive and positive make a positive 6. Now underline the like terms. We have n's here. And I'm going to underline with double line the integers. All right, let's look at n's. We have negative 10 here, and we have a positive 2. That looks like that's going to be a negative 8n. All right, and a positive 20 and a positive 6, that becomes a positive 26. All right, and the final answer is negative 8n plus 26. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Have a good one.